What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Red Zone Report. Today we'll be talking about every single relevant QB free agency move of this offseason so far. Free agency has been about a day and a half in, so yeah, we'll just talk about the moves that are going on. Starting off, Geno Smith traded to the Las Vegas Raiders for a third-round pick. Now, in my opinion, I think the trade is kind of like a win-win. I mean, third-round pick, you're not going to get like a first for Geno Smith. You're not really going to get a second. I feel like that's a little too much. So yeah, third I feel like is a good amount. Geno Smith, he's not a bad quarterback. He's got over 4,000 yards last year, but not going to take you anywhere. Like, if I'm the Raiders, congrats, you're going from what y'all have 6 or 7 wins last year to 9, 8, maybe 10 wins. And Geno's a very high floor, low ceiling kind of player, which makes sense because he's older. And for Seattle, they kind of, at the time, they did sell their playoff hopes, but obviously there's another quarterback move that they did make, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. I mean, they're just kind of like trying to do a full reset, full rebrand. They knew Geno Smith wasn't going to take them anywhere like Super Bowl or conference championship, and they accepted that and therefore traded him. So I'm not really mad about the trade for both sides. Second off, we have Josh Allen signing 6 years, $330 million, making him get $55 million a year. He is not the highest paid quarterback. That's still Dak Prescott getting paid $60 million, which is still ridiculous. And Josh Allen, that contract's going to hold him until he's 34. Absolutely deserved. You can pay him 65, 70 million. I'd still say that's deserved. The dude's an MVP. He is the last person who's the reason why they keep losing to Patrick Mahomes. And he is a really, really good quarterback, like top 3 for the past like 4 years. And I don't really have any like complaints about him. This is a perfect contract for him. And Josh Allen deserves every penny of it. Next up, I'm going to dive a little bit deep on the Seattle Seahawks future. Sam Darnold going to Seattle for 3 years, $110 million. I'm kind of in like the minority here. I think this is not a bad signing in terms of like contract because only 55 mil is guaranteed. That's only half of it. So worst case scenario, he doesn't pay out. It's not like you're paying him like you pay Daniel Jones like 40 mil a year. No, he's only getting paid like less than 20 a year if he doesn't work out and he doesn't get any of his incentives. So he's not getting paid that much, even though it does say 110 mil. That is a lot of money still, but on the grand scheme of things for quarterbacks, that's honestly a really good contract, especially for a guy that we really don't know much about other than the fact that he had Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison throw to all year, last year. Now, for Seattle, I don't think they should have gone Sam Darnold. I think they got rid of DK, they got rid of Tyler Lockett, they got rid of Geno Smith. They're obviously trying to rebrand this offense entirely. I think they should have tanked this year and get a quarterback in the draft next year. This quarterback class is okay. I think next year's is going to be a lot better. I think they could have easily tanked for a top 5 pick, especially now that there's going to be another refresher for a couple of the teams that are desperate need for quarterbacks. Quarterbacks aren't going to be that needed for the worst team. So I think Seattle should have just tanked and got it quarterback. But Sam Darnold, he's still young. He's still really good. It's just he's going to be thrown to who? Jackson Smith and Jigba and Jake Bobo. Like, they're in desperate need of wide receivers now, which is an issue because Sam Darnold's never really played good without good receivers. So we'll see how that pans out for Seattle. Justin Fields signing a 2-year, $40 million deal to the New York Jets. This is a really solid deal, actually, really good length. I mean, Justin Fields, again, similar to Sam Darnold, we don't really know how good he is still, even though he will have Garrett Wilson. And that's going to be crazy watching read options, Breece Hall and Justin Fields. He's a good quarterback. I've always been high on him. I was really high on him when he got drafted. Obviously, he hasn't panned out the way I'd like him to, but Justin Fields, I think he's still got a little bit. I think the Jets is kind of like, we're just going to try something, and it honestly doesn't really hurt to try something. I mean, anything's better than the joke of Aaron Rodgers that they had last year. So yeah, for the Jets, I'm happy with this move. They have a good supporting cast around him, so I would not be surprised if they go like 8-9, 9-8, 10-7, like one of those. I won't be surprised at all. Justin Fields, he's got potential. He was good on his few games with Pittsburgh, but now he's got Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. They got a really good defense that can support him. So I think this actually is going to be a pretty good move and really good value for him too. The Indianapolis Colts are trying to challenge Anthony Richardson to perform by getting Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, I think, was offered a deal for the Vikings as a backup. I mean, if he's a starter, you don't complain about him being a backup if he was a starter. And Daniel Jones decided to take a quarterback challenge against Anthony Richardson for the Indianapolis Colts. This is the last push that the Colts are going to do for Anthony Richardson. I think if he loses his job to Daniel Jones, we can officially deem him as like a big, like a complete like bust of a draft pick for the Colts. And I mean, you kind of see it from the start. I mean, he only really performed in the combine, wasn't first round material, and when you actually saw him play college football. And if Anthony Richardson locks in, he can, I mean, easily take Daniel Jones' spot. But Daniel Jones is like breathing down his neck essentially. Like, Indianapolis culture, like, we're not afraid to bench you, and if we do, then you're deemed as like a complete bust. We're gonna have to move on. And I think this is the Anthony Richardson's last year to prove something. Kenny Pickett gets traded to the Browns for Dorian Thompson-Robinson, a 5th-round pick. Now, Kenny Pickett, again, I said this about Daniel Jones. If he was a starter pretty recently, which Kenny Pickett was, you don't complain about him being a backup quarterback for your team. And with the Browns, I mean, I think they have the 2nd overall pick right now. So if the Titans get Shedeur, they're going to get Cam Ward. If the Titans get Cam Ward, they're going to get Shedeur. I'm not too familiar on which one is better. I think Cam Ward is in the lead, though. I think this is gonna be like a Jacoby Brissett or Tyrod Taylor situation where like they're gonna start for a few games to let the quarterback like warm up and get like used to like NFL game, and then eventually they're gonna put the rookie in due to injury or just due to them underperforming, and that's exactly what's gonna happen for the Browns and Kenny Pickett. They're gonna draft like Cam Ward or Shedeur. They're gonna be there for the first few weeks, and either Kenny Pickett gets hurt or he underperforms and they're going like 1-3 or like 0-4 or like 2-4 or something like that, and then they put in the rookie, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. I think it's kind of obvious. I'd be surprised if they don't go quarterback, to be honest. Now, that is all of the quarterbacks that we have, but I will address the Aaron Rodgers situation. Where do I think he's going to go? I really want to see Aaron Rodgers go to Pittsburgh. They got DK Metcalf, George Pickens. That defense is nasty. If Aaron Rodgers goes to Pittsburgh, I think they actually legitimately have a chance, and I'm all for it. I think Mike Tomlin's going to soar him straight. He's not one of those people who are going to let you do anything funny, so therefore I can kind of see that being a reason why Aaron Rodgers might not go, but I'd be really happy if Aaron Rodgers does go to the Steelers. They could actually make a deep playoff run, like divisional or conference championship, because DK Metcalf, George Pickens, like that's a good receiving core, and then you also have a really good defense to help support that. So yeah, that's going to be it for my quarterback video. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down what position I should do next, and yeah, see ya.